go to Nate and then Pete.
Nate Ryan yesterday. I guess for Joe, following up on that, what are the numbers for the little guy? Like, how many overall employees do you have? How many are based in Colorado, and do you have any based in Charlotte as well?
We have 64 employees total. The pit crew is based in Colorado, so there's 6, with an additional 2 that handle some of the logistics. One of those is actually our spotter, Clayton Hughes, so he still lives in North Carolina. We don't have a satellite shop. We've got a way station, I guess you'd call it, which is Clayton's garage at his house. We have a tractor trailer that does a material run for furniture back to North Carolina every week. And so what we did is we took the back half of that and built some special containers, and that's how we transport our engines and transmissions back and forth. And they make a stop at Clayton's. They unload them and load them, and that's kind of how we do it.
Go ahead, Pete, and then we'll go to the press box.
Pete Iacobelli, Associated Press. Reagan, as good as this feels right now, I mean, you probably are aware of some of the stuff that went on behind you in the aftermath. Is when next week the series moves on to Dover and people are talking about Harvick and Busch and maybe some leftover stuff from Montoya and Newman, is any of that going to diminish what you've accomplished here tonight?
I can honestly tell you I don't have a clue what happened behind me, other than Carl Edwards didn't pass me. That's the only part of what happened behind me. I didn't, and some of the other details on the restart with Brad and stuff like that. But I have no clue what happened in the race other than us winning. And you know what? If that's what's talked about next week, so be it. I don't care. It's not going to take away from the feeling I've got right now. And quite honestly, it has sunk in, but I think it'll sink in more tomorrow. I don't think I'll go to bed tonight because there's no chance I'll be able to sleep tonight. So it's, I think the main thing that I'm proud of is that what we've done with this team from Colorado, and that's the big takeaway I get from it is it's been so much work, and like I said, there's been a lot of ups and downs, and you certainly have to enjoy the ups when you get them, and this is one of them, and I'm smart enough to know to enjoy it.
Let's go back upstairs. Press box question.
Joe, this is Thomas Pope from the Fayetteville Observer. Apologize in advance for not knowing all the intricacies of furniture road racing, but are you guys still with Hendrick cars, or was that part of the technical support switch over with Childress?
We're with Richard Childress race cars. What we do, and to be clear, we buy our chassis from Childress Racing, and then we bring them after they're inspected at the R&D center. We bring them to Colorado, and then we do all the other work. They're all assembled out there. The bodies are built out there, and we have our own 7-post machine, and we do all our testing there and research and development. And there's some projects we work together with them on in the wind tunnel where we share engineering services. And then our engine program had switched from Hendrick to ECR this year, and that kind of completed the loop to put us on the same platform as RCR from an engineering standpoint to understand the whole race car through simulation and other areas.
Go ahead, press box.
Yes, Reed Spencer with Sporting News. Congratulations, Regan. Congratulations, all you guys. Regan, I'll give you something else to think about. Aside from Trevor Bayne, you and Jeff Gordon are the only 2 guys outside the top 10 in points who have a win now. So if you can get in the top 20, maybe a wild card into the chase, is that going to affect the way you race the rest of the regular season at all?
Well, I don't know that it'll affect it. That's our goal anyways. Before this happened, and this absolutely, yeah, we got to get back to the top 20, and that's we're going to have to work hard to do that. I personally think it's going to take 2 wins at least to get in based on that system, or based on the system the way it is right now. But this is all new to everybody, so you never know. It might not take 2 wins to do that. It might only take 1. So we're certainly going to have to focus on that. But at the same time, we're going to focus on getting another win and taking chances to do whatever we have to do to make that happen. And that's all there is to it, basically. I do have to say something else. I saw something that Darrell Waltrip wrote the other day. Did I tell you about this? He picked us and Menard as possible first-time winners this year. And Paul, for those of you guys that don't know, Paul's one of my best friends in the garage area. And I thought, wow, well, that was nice of him to pick us. I wonder why he picked it, though. We've been qualifying real good, but we haven't been racing that good. Well, looks like it was a good pick.
Any other questions from the press box? Okay, well, I guess we're clear. Anybody else downstairs? Dustin has one right here.
Regan, I just wanted to ask you just about how you got through when you talked about some of those lower points. And I don't know if it's just the racer's mentality that you don't know any better and you keep pushing forward, or you think this day is going to come, because there are a lot of guys maybe in the past who've been in your situation thinking this type of day was going to come and never got to experience what you're going through now. How did you fight through those and get to where you got to this point, got to experience something that a lot of guys never will get to?
Well, there's, I'm not going to lie, there has been, and Megan, my fiance, is over there in the corner, she can vouch for this, there's been some sleepless nights, where I've laid there and I can't fall asleep. It might be after a race, or it might be different things like that, and thought, well, I did this wrong, or I did that wrong. And I'm my own worst critic. I put everything on my shoulders personally, and Joe can probably vouch for that. There's a lot of times that I'll beat myself down just to pick myself back up, if that sounds right, and to feel better about things on Monday after a race or Tuesday after a race. So I don't know. You're probably right in saying it's a racer's mentality. We all do this because we believe in ourselves and because we believe we can win races and that we're good race car drivers. And there's a lot of points. It's not just when you get to this level. It goes all the way back to when you're racing Saturday nights and you're trying to get opportunity to get your first truck start, or to get your first nationwide start. And I remember sending out hundreds of proposals and things like that I thought, man, these things are so cheesy looking. Why am I sending them out? But I'm going to send them out anyways. And it just things that I did myself, or got some people to look through and help me out. And I can't begin to say how many people have helped me along the way. To sit here and thank them all right now, you couldn't do it. You'd miss somebody, but they all know who they are. And, you do that stuff and you get doors slammed in your face. And I remember calling, and I was running Pro Cup. We had a family-owned team. We were running Pro Cup back in the day. And money was tight and things were, you fight and feud sometimes with your family because of it and different things like that. And you have different ideas than they do maybe about stuff. And it's tough. It's like that for, so many people out there right now that are racing tonight, Saturday night. So it's not just at this level. It goes all the way back to that level. And you just got to keep digging and keep your head down. And there's people in this garage area. I can pretty much tell you that you can walk up to them and say, hey, whenever Regan used to call you when he was like 16 or 17 years old, and your secretary would say, hey, Regan Smith's on the phone, and they would say, oh, God, again, tell him I'm not here, stuff like that. So, it's just the more doors you get slammed in the face, I guess the thicker your skin is, and the more tough times you have, the thicker your skin gets, basically.
Where's the trophy going? You have a special place?
I don't yet. It's going to sit right where I have to walk past it every single time I get up in the morning, though. I can promise you that. It's going to go someplace where I don't miss it at all. Maybe on the center coffee table in the living room or something. I don't know for now, but hopefully. I always heard Tony Stewart made the comment one time. He said, make sure you take the actual Victory Lane trophy home. So I asked him if I could take that one home. We'll see how that works out for me.
Any further questions? Well, Regan, Pete, Joe, congratulations. Great win tonight, and just a terrific story, and wish you all the best the rest of the season.
Thank you, guys. Hey, and thank all you guys for staying so late. I know it took us a little while to get over here, so I really appreciate that, and we're really excited, so thank you, guys. Lee. Yeah, Lee Smith, Lee.